Today we're going to work on the possessive adjectives. What are they? Well, very simple. It's the equivalent of the English possessive. So, for instance, my book, your singular house, her car, his father, our professor, your school, and their dog. Okay, so we highlight these things and we see these are the adjectives. And we know that adjectives add information about the noun. They add something. In this case, they indicate the possession, who the possessor is of this particular nouns, these objects. We know that in English, adjectives only have one form and that nouns can be either singular or plural. And that's it. In Italian, instead, nouns can have four distinctions. One of them is what we call gender, and it can be masculine or feminine. And the other one is what we call number, and it can be singular or plural. And since adjectives have to conform themselves to the noun, they can have four forms. For instance, the adjective bello, it is, again, as we're talking about adjectives now, okay? So, bello, masculine, singular. But if you want to do a feminine singular, it is bella. If we go to the plural, bello in the plural is belli, and feminine plural, belle. Okay, so now we have established that adjectives, just a reminder, that adjectives can have four forms depending on the word they're associated with. Possessivi in italiano. Vediamo. Let me scroll this down a little bit. Okay. It's mio, it means my. Tuo, it means your in the singular form. Suo means both his and her, and we'll see the difference. Nostro, vostro, our, your plural, and loro. Let me do this so we have them all on one line. Okay, so mio, tuo, suo, nostro, vostro, e loro. First thing that we have to know in Italiano. All possessive adjectives must have the article in front. So it would be, it is as if in English we were say, the, my dog. Okay, in English you don't have this one. You don't have the, my dog. Okay, in Italian we do. It would be il cane. Cane we know is masculine, so it would be il mio cane. Okay, so whenever you have a possessive, there are exceptions of course, but whenever you have a possessive, you have to remember to put the article first. So we're talking about your house. Well, the adjective for, let's start with casa. Okay, what is the article for casa? You know, la. And then what's the feminine of this one? You guessed right, it's la tua casa. So don't forget to add the article in front of the possessives that goes in front of the noun. Just a curiosity, of all the languages that I know, Italian is the only one that requires the article in front of the possessive. This is very peculiar because of all the languages that I know and many others, none of them have the article in front of the possessive. It's only, I think, the Portuguese spoken in southern Brazil that has this feature. Otherwise, all the languages normally do not have an article, but Italian does. La tua casa. Here we have the complete table with all the forms of the various adjectives. Io, obviously, it would be my, and so forth. We have masculine singular, followed by feminine singular, masculine plural, followed by feminine plural. The various forms. You will have more tables where you can study and try to, and actually not try, but memorize them. Okay. However, depending on the way your mind is organized, you can also choose to study them in a different sequence. Here we have masculine singular, as you can see. We can, if it is easier for you, you can take the plural form and place it right there. So you have the masculine, singular and plural, feminine, singular and plural, and so forth. It all depends on what makes it easier for you. And here is the final product of this operation. I'm highlighting now lui and lei, suo, sua, because we have to analyze them separately. Let's now take a look at his and her, and also its. These adjectives in English identify the gender of the person who owns the object that we're dealing with, the thing. Okay? His, her, and its. So, his house means that the person who owns the house is a male, or the house belongs to him. That is the meaning of his. It identifies the person. Same thing with her. Her house means the house that belongs to a female. In Italian, the adjective must agree with the gender of the noun. So casa is feminine, la casa, it would be la sua casa, and that means both his house or her house. Le sue case, if either he or she owns more than one house, two houses, it would be le sue case. We do not have any information about the gender of the person who owns. We have to make the adjective agree with the gender and the number of the thing itself. Casa is singular feminine, sua. Case, plural feminine, sue. Let's see this list of words: libro, classe, lezioni, scuola, and then the plural forms: libri, classi, lezioni. Actually, that's a duplicate. Scuole. Okay, no big deal. His and her. The basic form is suo, and then we see the variations. Oh, my apologies for an error in editing. I didn't show you as I wrote the adjectives, but we can go over them one by one now. Il suo libro, la sua classe, le sue lezioni, la sua scuola, and then the plural forms, i suoi libri, le sue classi, la sua lezione, because I had the plural up there, la sua lezione, le sue scuole. Here is an alternative way of developing the same table. Rather than going with the adjectives in a vertical line, we can also put them in an horizontal line. So here we have my, your, his, hers, our, your plural, and their. And in the vertical we have singolare maschile, singolare femminile, plurale maschile, plurale femminile, whichever way you want that makes it easier for you to remember. And now let's fill up the individual cells. Mio, tuo, suo, nostro, vostro, loro, invariable. Femminile, singolare, mia, tua, sua, nostra, vostra, and again, loro. Plurale, maschile, miei, tuoi, suoi, nostri, vostri, loro. Plurale femminile, mie, tue, sue, nostre, vostre, loro. Loro. Again, the two different ways you can memorize the table. Either you go in that direction, or you pick an adjective and you do the 4 forms. And now you should pronounce the forms that I'm highlighting with a little circle.